Hello everyone, I am the MoeChicken and welcome back to more Radical Dreamers. In the last episode, a lot of stuff happened. Kid turned into a sunflower monster. We learned to fly and we discovered that Maggle is absolutely gorgeous. And today we're going to do something else. But to start, we will have to go to sleep. 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 And somehow or another, he falls asleep and then, I guess, keeps walking? Can you sleep while... I mean, I know you can sleepwalk, but I always associated that with, like, being asleep and then standing up, not walking while asleep. I don't know, but apparently he managed to do it, so... the hell was he daydreaming about, mate? Let's go, Kid says, disappearing in the mansion. Hey, wait up, Kid, I shout, frantically chasing after her. However, she's already deep inside. The darkness engulfs me. Inside I go. And then there's a shiny blue light. Passages extend to the left and right. Wherever we turn, darkness awaits. So, which way do we go now, I ask, wiping the chilly sweat from my brow. What's that? I could have sworn I saw a faint light illuminating the hallway just then. It's probably just the moonlight shining in through a skylight, I tell myself. However, looking up at the ceiling, no such skylight can be found. Oi, Serge, what are you staring at? We got a job to do here. I look down the hallway only to see Kid, already barely visible down the long, dark corridor. Yeah, I better not cross her. Alright, so as I understand it, the first thing we need to do is we go to the study. Once again, our journey will begin, in the study. So let's go there. Study/library. I typically think of it as a library, not a study, but they do call it the study. So there you go. And apparently we are supposed to look... I say apparently because, as I mentioned before, I am using a walkthrough for these special endings because, while they're not hard, I just don't want to waste y'all's time. You know, want to make sure we actually get to see them and it's not too much trouble, so... Fortunately, actually, one of the nice things about this is that the guide I'm following just lists the actions. It doesn't actually say what happens, so that's nice. I walk over and examine the painting, illuminated by the pale moonlight. It's an oil painting of a very strange landscape. I've never seen anything look quite like it before. It's a depiction of an endless scorched desert, filled with red sand stretching out to the horizon. There, unbelievably tall mountains soar upward for miles and miles, meeting a blazing orange sky. So, already, you may recall, that's not what the painting was before. That's how we know some things are different. It seems surreal. It's almost out of this world. But even more than that, it seems like a very sad, lonely painting, as if it's depicting a fleeting memory of a desolate soul. What kind of person would have painted this? And furthermore, why is it here in the study? None of the other stuff around here matches it. Noticing me, Maggle comes over to my side. Sorry, I guess I got distracted. Noticing his sharp gaze, I get the feeling he's going to berate me for my stupidity getting caught up in a silly painting like this while we're in enemy territory. However, I'm mistaken. Even after I start to walk away, Maggle doesn't seem to budge, still staring up at the painting. I look back at him and I suddenly realize what's going on. Usually I'm at a loss to what he's thinking. Up until now, that's the way it was. But at this very moment, I completely understand him. Maggle is... burning. Maggle lit himself on fire. Excuse me? A slight glow has started to radiate all around him. It seems like his fury somehow tapped into the force of Maxwell's demon, allowing him to violate the second law of thermodynamics. Actually, no, it's as if the helium and hydrogen free atoms drifting around the area are somehow causing a thermonuclear fusion reaction. The neutrinos of a reaction like this could be visible, even in a cup of water. Fascinating. Did I tell you guys that I'm actually a physicist, in addition to being a bard at, I guess, 8? Nope, he's on fire. The look on his face is the same cold expression he always wears. However, his internal temperature has clearly risen by more than a few degrees. Serge, if anything should ever happen to me, please take care of Kid. Before I can even get a chance to ask him what he means, his face turns red, his blood is hot as lava, as though he's being stripped down to some sort of primal awareness, ready to attack whatever comes his way. Finally, after all these years, I have you. He repeats over and over again, continuing to stare at the strange painting. His sharp, radiant gaze seems to pierce through the painting and beyond the mansion wall, as if he's seeing straight into the ethereal demiurge, Father Time himself. Behind that mysterious porcelain mask of his lies a consciousness on the brink of critical mass, somehow innately prepared for this very day, for this very moment. I'm also a poet. Oi, Kid says as the flames start to take on a blue hue, like that of a Cherenkov reaction. If you keep on burning like that, you're gonna get us spotted. Suddenly noticing Maggle's intensity, a giant sweat drop appears on her cheek as a vein at her temple starts to throb prominently. Women, will they ever truly understand the true nature of males? We just like to light on fire sometimes. It's just a thing. Kid, Maggle's on the verge of something big here. If you're any kind of wife, you'll at least console him with one of your bittersweet smiles. Whap! I ain't his wife. What's wrong with you? Hey, snap out of it, mate. Kid has gone to the trouble of removing one of her high-laced boots. She took off her shoe and hit me over the head with it. I awake from my daze, rubbing my head. Huh? What? What the heck? I was only joking around, kid. What's going on with Maggle? Kid asks. I don't really know, but something's been awakened inside him. Something fierce. I think he sees something in that painting. Maybe Lynx himself. I say, pointing to the bizarre painting as the 50cc of blood for a second routinely flows through. Oh, I thought he was going to say he was bleeding. That routinely flows through both of my temples. Nothing. That's just a stupid picture of a desert, she yells, beyond bewildered. At any rate, Maggle remains transfixed on the glossy oil canvas, glowing with that pale blue radiance all around him. Suddenly, something even stranger happens. His right fist explodes into a ball of blue fire. Maggle's just burning over here. He's just spontaneously combusting in her light, and I'm just providing running commentary as it happens. After the flames abate, a strange symbol has emerged from the back of his hand. Two diagonally crossed broadswords with an S shape in the middle, interlocking the blades. Kid, Surge, we will no longer have to worry about keys, he says, as the pale blue glow continues to radiate from his body. Ah, Maggle, always good for some quality gobbledygook. Emoji. Maggle turns and walks back toward the entranceway. There he holds out his hand, and after a few moments, the door starts to burn. I rush over, eager to see what's going on. What I see next amazes me. Nothing but a hole remains in the space where the door handle once was. Easily pushing the rest of the door open, we follow Maggle out of the room. Okay. We leave the study, retracing our steps to the dark passageway. Finally, the passage comes to a three-way branch. There's a descending staircase in front of us, in addition to passageways on the left and right. The one on the left will take us back towards the terrace. So next, we're supposed to go to the terrace. Or rather, next, we're supposed to go to the treasure room. So let us do that. Let's just keep on going. Because now, Maggle can break down any door we want with his burning flesh. I guess. I guess is just what's happening now. No, it's fine. I love how we're just kind of keeping it together after that scene. It's like, no, it's fine. It's fine. Our friend just exploded into flame. And I said Kid was his wife briefly. Let's open it. Go inside. Maggle steps towards the door with his burning hand extended. The instant his glowing blue palm touches the door, the lock simply disappears. Oh, Maggle, why don't you ever use that hand I used before? Kid purses her lips, slipping silently into the treasure vault. The hole left by Maggle's new magic is perfectly round, with smooth edges, almost as though it had been cut with an incredibly sharp blade. Also, there doesn't seem to be a single scrap of wood left on the floor. Even I don't know where the scraps go, he says from beside me, as I enter through the doorway. I don't know where my trash goes, I just destroy. Taking our first few steps inside, Kid whistles out loud in admiration. Christ, look at all this loot. I'm taken back as well, despite the fact that this room smells like an insecticide that's been kept alone in a drawer for years and years. Faintly visible in the dim light, a mountain of gold and silver treasure, countless works of fine art, and other shimmering artifacts filled the spacious room. Maggle walks around amazed at all the items scattered about the room. Oddly enough, he starts to go crazy over some of the more eclectic, less valuable-looking items. Ah, a statue of the hero Cathal from the planet Taurus, a stuffed Darmaphos from Saturn, a Triffid worm from planet Greylands, Krindathu Royal Jelly on a Life Maker inscribed plate, the Apostles Crystal, and what's that over there? Could it be a genuine Swiss Army knife embedded with Zora's blue stone? You know, from Hyrule. I had no idea he knew about all this kind of stuff. I had no idea there was anybody out there who knew about junk like this so much. Really. Hey, looky what we have here, Kid says, walking over to an old movie camera, feeling a bit there's just a movie camera now. And we're fine with that. Feeling a bit camera-friendly, she stretches out across the treasure, posing with a somewhat awkward smile for the camera. The teleprompter's not in order, mutters Maggle, abandoning the clunky machine he'd been checking out. Suddenly, there's a noise over in the far corner. I look over, seeing one of the items suddenly being knocked over. None of us are anywhere near it, though. I unsheath my knife as Kid and I exchange glances. She goes to check it out, taking careful, quiet steps. Hell, it's just the assistant director, she says. You bumbling crew, always getting me away. The assistant director tries to explain, but is cut off by Kid. You're gonna make me screw up my lines, Kid continues. And besides, can't you see we're right in the middle of a great find here? And get me an avion for crying out loud. But then something catches my eye. Over in the back of the room, behind the Clare Bible and Ideonite that the assistant director had knocked over, a shimmering red light streaks out, barely visible behind all the items. Oh yeah, the frozen flame. Y'all remember the frozen flame? There it is. On an intricate pedestal sits a magnificent scarlet crystal. It's so perfectly radiant, it seems as though it's unreal, like a product of polygon technology. Ha! It slowly rotates on the pedestal, beckoning us. Halt! It may be dangerous. Maggle extends his faintly glowing hand towards Kid, yanking her back just as she's about to grab the fabled item. Easy, Maggle. Remember what that hand of yours can do. I don't want a hole in me shoulder knob. But then, the scarlet jewel suddenly vanishes into thin air. We stare at each other, confused. Maggle approaches the pestle a few moments later, using his hand to burn a hole into the top of the platform. We peer down inside it. There, amongst an array of mechanical equipment, we see a circuit controlling the revolving pedestal, and another controlling the red light of some sort, flickering on and off. Ah, a hologram. A fake, just as I expected, Maggle says, looking around by the pack of the pedestal. Here's the cord, he says, following along its path. It should lead us to... Aha! He says, stopping at the wall where the cord goes into. There we find nothing but the stagehand, fumbling around with the power outlets. The short Oriental man looks up at us with a worried look on his face. You worthless piece of garbage! Oh, she's not a very good person to work for, Kid yells, shaking the stagehand by the neck. What'd you do with the real frozen flame? Come on, Kid, I say. He wouldn't know anything about anything that important. He's probably just trying to fix the lighting in here and tripped over the frozen flames cord. Kid reluctantly releases her grip from the stagehand's neck, who gives a nervous, apologetic smile to all of us before quickly scampering away. Get me an avion already, she yells as he scurries out of sight. She's very, very brand particular. You don't want to bring her to Sani. If you do, you will die. Real flame's got to be around here somewhere. I have a feeling that the real flame will not be stored in such an easily attainable place, Kid. We should search elsewhere. Aye. We say goodbye to the treasure vault for now, resuming our search. We do, however, snag Zora's sapphire on the way out. When the treasure vault extend to the left and right. The right path leads back towards the terrace, while the descending staircase lies to the left. Nope, going to the terrace. Going to the terrace. Next place for us to go, clock room. More stupid things will happen when we go to the clock room. Open the door. Go. Yes. This is normal. What's all this junk? Must be a storeroom or something. It seems like this is the inner mechanics of a clock tower. However, the gears look old and rusted, and cogs are spinning randomly without connecting up with their proper teeth. I don't know if the clock's still in use today. That room seems to be currently used as a storage area. A large object catches my attention, off in a far corner of the room. It's too dark over there to see what it is, though. I start to look around a bit, peering under some of the covered items. But then, all of a sudden... What's that? What's going on? I didn't do anything. Tension rises as a low rumbling sound starts to echo out across the room. The light in the room is also dimmed rather suddenly. Kid looks around the room with newfound interest. I feel it too. Where's it coming from? I follow my ears over to the far wall. It seems to be coming from that direction. Kid approaches the dark, dusty rear half of the room with slow, cautious steps, attracted by the suspiciousness. The wall is covered with a large cloth. Whatever's making the noise seems to be coming from here. Kid and I look at each other. I hesitantly grip my knife as she gives the cloth a tug. Oh. Oh, look, science is happening. A vast collection of twinkling lights are lined up in an orderly fashion across the entire wall. I've never seen anything like this before. Excuse me. I've never seen anything like this before. There's hardly any light in the room, nor does the moon's light shine in on us here, but somehow these lights twinkle and sparkle on their own as if they contain a spark of fire within each of them. The hum we heard earlier, like that of a firefly buzzing around, seems to be coming from everywhere on this wall. Speaking of fireflies, that's very much how it all looks as well. Endless amounts of bright greens, reds, and blues twinkle and sparkle on the assortment of panels before us. Metal components of some kind seem to be integrated into the ceiling and the floor. What could all of this be used for? Lynx, what has it been up to all this time? Strange paintings and now flickering walls hidden completely out of sight? The atmosphere in here, I suddenly realize, feels strangely similar to when we were standing in front of that painting. Maybe it's Maggle. His radiance has returned to a bright blue glow. Looking over at him, he looks as though he never left that room. He stands there, examining the wall with his lips pursed and a bead of sweat rolling down his cheek. Alright. Look, science. Hey mate, go check this out. I turn my head over towards the far corner where Kid was investigating. It seems he's uncovered something more. Looks like some sort of huge box. It'd probably be taller than Maggle if it wasn't tipped on its side. It has a set of doors which open freely on its front face, which contain strange, colorful mechanics inside. Isn't this about the usual size of a box that a fridge comes in? Kid asks. Kid, let's think for a minute. Maggle says. How could this be a refrigerator box if refrigerators haven't even been invented yet? Good call, Maggle. Oh yeah, I forgot. It looks an awful lot like a non-electric refrigerator box thing. Maggle and I glance at each other. Maggle blinks. Oh hell, what is it? What was the matter I call it? It's got nothing to do with the frozen flame, she yells, kicking the box. Bring me an Avion! Suddenly, the box starts to rumble. Lights begin to shine and shimmer all over it, letting out strange noises. It lets out a wild shrill as two flaps open up on both sides of the box. There, two large legs sprout out. This thing, whatever it is, towers above us as it rises to its feet. Then two more flaps open out, where two strong and sturdy arms begin to grow outwards just as the legs did. Finally, a round dome rises up out of the top, complete with two wide eyes, a gaping mouth, and rotating arc-shaped antennae. Frightened for my life, I ready my weapon against the huge monstrosity before me. Aha! Aha ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Who's laughing? Oh no, she thinks it's like Kid, on the other hand, can't seem to stop laughing. Yeah, it does look kind of clunky. Maybe even a bit funny looking, but still. Uh-oh. I think we rubbed it the wrong way. It looks down on us with a frustrating smirk on its metal face. In the center of its torso, the two original flaps slowly open, revealing a complex network of psychedelic colored gears, chains, and, a pair of huge Gatling guns, which also have not been invented yet. We dive for cover behind some of the covered items just as it opens fire. Reload. Kid can't seem to stop continuing to laugh and taunt the things we scurry from place to place. However, suddenly a clear voice echoes out over the chaos. Kid, Surge, hide quickly! I will deactivate it. Upon hearing Maggle behind it, the thing starts to whip around. Great Diva of Mars, I come for you! In a flash, Maggle has leapt into the air, dashing with full force towards the fridge, or not a fridge thing. He shoots downward, landing a direct kick on the back of its head. It teeters for a moment as Maggle lands safely away from it. Then, miraculously, it falls lifelessly on the floor before us as pieces of its beaten body fly out in all directions. Its battery box, 2 AA's sold separately, tumbles away before stopping inches before my feet. Maggle stands there, a glowing champion, burning with a blue radiance like never before. Are you two all right? He asks us. Yeah, my belly hurts, but yeah. Kid answers, still unable to stop laughing. She really needs that Avion. I silently nod to Maggle. I like how Surge is taking it seriously, and Kid is not taking it seriously at all. Looking over the junk remains, Kid seems to have found something of interest. She reaches out and takes some sort of white object before quickly stashing it down her bosom. Hey Kid, what's that? It's me bosom. Nothing. Mind your own business, Surge. Let us search elsewhere. Was that a joke? Well, I don't know what that was. Search elsewhere. There are many clues left to be discovered, Maggle says with a cocked eyebrow before heading to the door. I think the last place we're supposed to go is Lynx's room. Thinking back on all of this, Maggle's been getting stranger and stranger lately. What do you call that thing? A great diva of Mars? And how could he even know where its weak spot was? What kind of background does a guy need need to have in order to know about stuff like that. I always knew he was strange, and I'm finding out now just how strange he really is. In any case, I'm glad we have him on our side. That thing would have made mincemeat out of us if you hadn't been there. I follow the gallant, luminescent figure of Maggle out of the room. Watch him glow. Watch him glow as he go. All right. Now, what's next on this strange story we're going on so far? Y'all enjoyed this? This was one of my favorite ones. When I did my first run through of all this. It's just so strange. It's so bizarre. This experience of, like, Super Maggle as he goes around and wrecks things. I actually think a lot of the special endings deal with Maggle a lot because he's such a minor character. Otherwise, hang on, this is happening now. Just as we reach the bottom of the stairs, a wall of light suddenly flashes out in front of us. I almost run into it, but I barely manage to stop myself before colliding with the blistering hot thing. I look a bit closer at it once I've caught my bearings. In addition to the bright light in front of us, strange markings are scattered around the floor within it. Around the markings, a small ditch runs in a perfect circle, where the columns of light radiate upwards from... Wait, where the columns of light radiate up from. Okay. A weird sort of shrill seems to be coming from it as well. What is it? Can you break through with your magic? I ask Maggle. Without saying a word, Maggle shifts his glance over to Kid. What you looking at me for? Kid asks defensively. Maggle points to her chest. Oh, me bunny? Kid reluctantly reaches into her bosom. She takes out a plush bunny hand puppet, saying, It's my toy. I found it fair and square. That's what was in the wreckage. A toy bunny. What could that be here? Kid, this is actually a Martian Forest League concealed lesser armament bunny, and it is far more than a toy. Kid gawks at Maggle, as do I, and the rest of the audience. I suppose I'm expecting him to yell, gotcha any time now, but he just stands there, aloof as ever. He puts the white, fluffy, blue-eyed bunny puppet onto his hand with utmost care. So, this Martian Forest League, lesser armament bunny? Martian concealed Forest League lesser armament bunny. Maggle corrects, as solemn as a philosophy teacher. Right. This Martian concealed Forest League, lesser armament bunny. What is it? Oh, no, never mind. It's her. Right, it's Martian concealed Forest League, lesser armament bunny. What is it? Please, kid, such technology is hopelessly beyond human comprehension. What does it do, then? What? Wait, no, that's okay, Maggle. As Maggle turns around, facing the columns of light. Entirely unfazed by my presence, Maggle starts to dance around, waving the bunny through the air, as he recites some sort of weird incantation, not pictured here. Heat cup, provolone, suck 'em on. It's like he's wasted or something. It's awesome. Especially after the last episode, where we made such a big deal of how gorgeous he is. Now he's a bishi doing a silly dance with a bunny hand puppet. Picture that in your minds, because the game will not let us see it, unfortunately. And then, after a few moments, the glimmering light begins to subside. Whatever. I stopped trying to figure out this whole mess a long time ago. Search. Maggle turns to me, staring into my eyes. With relentless honesty, he holds the bunny, the Martian Forest League lesser armament, Martian concealed Forest League lesser armament bunny, mind you, out in front of him, saying, I entrust this to you. Please, if anything should ever happen to me, use it as I have. Maggle, I humbly accept this most sacred gift. I shall use it sparingly. Very sparingly. And appropriately, only in the most appropriate circumstances, I say with a deep bow. Hey, whenever, This enchanted seal can never be completely removed, Maggle continues. It will require one to re-extinguish it from time to time. By doing what I have done, this instrument can be used to temporarily nullify the effects of the seal. Please remember how to use it, for someday you, too, may find yourself in need of its assistance. So it's safe to cross now? Yes. We must hurry, though. Walking across it, I feel a little bit of a shock run through my feet as I take my first few steps, but nothing serious happens. You alright? Once we're across, we come to a solid oak door after a bit of walking. Kid opens it, slowly. And the pink finally disappears. Having come this far, I take a deep breath. It's almost pitch black inside this room. All I can tell is it's very large and very cold. I can make out something in a far corner. It's a large metallic structure of some kind. A billowing voice echoes down from high above. Finally, you've made it. I was wondering if you pitiful apes would ever show up. And there, amidst the shadowy interior of this spacious room, Lord Lynx awaits. Before him, shimmering off the dank walls and ceiling of this underground cavern, a scarlet drool. Drool? A scarlet drool radiates a deep red light, a frozen flame. Lynx, I have you now, Kid shouts, feral. I beg to differ, young lady, Lynx taunts, leaping down from the rocks, dashing towards her with amazing speed. Kid takes on a battle stance as she raises herself for him. However, he quickly dodges her attack, picking her up and tossing her through the air like a rag doll. Kid! She'd been thrown backwards onto a wall behind us as Lynx returns to where he stood, unfazed. I run over and scoop Kid up into my arms. Oh, how sweet. The apes care for each other. However, I would be more worried about yourself, young man, Lynx shouts, laughing at the top of his lungs. Ha 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 ha. Oh wait, no, his laugh was ha ha. That beast. There has to be something I can do, but he's so fast. I've never seen anybody move like that. As Lynx continues to laugh, I try desperately to ignore him and fight off this sudden feeling of hopelessness. What would Maggle do at a time like this? Wait, where is Maggle? I haven't seen him since we came in. Wait, what's that? Is that a guitar? Just a second ago, a strange sound echoed throughout this huge cavern. Couldn't have been Lynx. He seemed to be caught off guard by the sound as much as I was. Suddenly, a figure comes forth from out of the dark corner of the room, carrying a portable hip at his side and a shiny guitar across his chest. Electrified sounds continue to roar throughout this cavern again and again as the figure continues to come towards us. Those sounds not pictured here, or audible here, I suppose. It's Maggle? Kind of? Wait, Maggle? From what I can tell, it looks like him. Sort of. Although having somehow changed into a skin-tight riveted jeans, trendy goggles, and a cool-looking shirt exposing his defined torso, it seems to be Maggle in the flesh. Lights shine up from behind him, dazzlingly illuminating his glistening spiked hair and ponytail. Maggle, what you think you're doing? Kid asks, recovering from her daze, but Maggle says nothing, continuing on with his enthusiastic solo. Not audible here. Ah, no! That noise! Stop that noise! Lynx shouts, holding his ears. What's that? You'd like a little stairway to heaven? Your wish is my command! Maggle shouts with a huge smile before wailing on the guitar even louder. It's Revolution X! Music is the ultimate weapon! It's the Aerosmith game all of a sudden! What is this game now? Before long, it seems like Lynx is going mad, listening to the harsh dissonance. Wow, that's a pretty harsh way to describe Maggle's playing. His head starts to vibrate before swelling up more and more like a balloon. Then, all of a sudden, his head pops. Ew. At the same time, a countless number of cracks start to run up his body, snapping away parts of his body piece by piece until a number of slender green tentacles make their way through his body, writhing all around him. Whoa. Yeah, what is going on? Did we ever get the avion? Surge, Kid says, rising to review. This is a bigger fight than I expected. I'm counting on you. You got that? I don't know, Kid. I can't throw myself into the thick of battle now. Who would narrate the story if something was happened to me? Suddenly, the remains of Lynx fly out in all directions, and with that, Lynx has completed his metamorphosis. Oh, no! He's turned into a silly-looking green octopus. A gigantic, slimy lime green octopus stands before us, eagerly awaiting our doom. Look at its low polygon count. I have you now, Martian conjurer, Maggle shouts. I have searched across the galaxy for over 500 years for you, wretched H-class space criminal. I have hidden my identity as a mere human, traveling with these people in order to track you to this very spot, but now such tricks are no longer necessary. Behold, for I am Universal Detective Mick Van Jovi! As soon as Mick says this, light streaks out from all around him. When I can see again, he's changed into some sort of polished metallic body armor. And now, I come for you! Maggle turns towards the grotesque octopus and hurls himself into the air. That's Maggle, I guess. He's like a VR trooper. The octopus takes on a look of shock and disgust as Mick reveals himself.
Ah, my ever-trendy antithesis, Mick Van Jovi. So you have finally found me.
It was because of you
that I was forced to flee Mars. Fleeing in haste, I accidentally crash-landed on this hellhole planet. My fusion reactor was rendered useless, leaving me stranded here, all because of you. I was forced to eat my own ship to survive, he continues, sobbing. The control panel, the steering wheel, I even had to boil down the seat mat for food. And now, 500 years later, you come to arrest me as I have finished repairing my fusion core, he yells, nodding to the frozen flame. The frozen flame? It's a fusion reactor? Yeah, all right. Within Maggle's eyes, a silver flash of light shines out as a pale pulse runs down his glimmering armor. Ah, the Martian Cyclone Crystal Fusion Reactor. Too bad that after I'm done with you, the reactor won't be the one needing 500 years of repair. Not if I can help it, the Martian octopus shouts. Not missing a beat, Lynx instantly starts to shoot his heavy gray pistol at us, showering the room with jagged beams of light. While we're busy dodging the plethora of light rays, Lynx suddenly snatches the frozen flame and runs into the huge metallic saucer-shaped object over in the corner. I just noticed he's got a gun and he's also holding like a battle axe in his other tentacle. That's silly. In a flash, the thing starts up, rising high above us in a matter of seconds. The thing could easily weighs 10,000 tons, and it hovers over us as easily as a bird. How do you like my new and improved Galaxy mothership? We hear Lynx's voice boom throughout the cavern. I apologize, but I do believe I will not be coming back to Mars with you, my dear Van Jovi. The ship fires an even more intense barrage of ammunition at us, causing the walls and ceiling around us to crumble and break apart. The cavern is collapsing all around us. Boulders of all sizes are frantically raining down on us. Oh no, Maggle's been struck down by a huge boulder. He's helplessly tapped? It's probably supposed to be trapped. He's helplessly trapped beneath it. Maggle, no! I rush over to him and push the gigantic boulder off. The boulder seems to have crushed some of his armor, though. He's hurt bad. Feel like running yet, fools? Lynx shouts from within his cockpit. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. We can't just leave Mick, though, I shout at Kid. Look at all that armor he's got on. It'll be impossible to carry him out. Even with 3 people, it would still be tough. Don't worry about me, Maggle mutters as his armored fingers suddenly grasp my ankle. Surge, Maggle gasps. The Martian concealed Forest League Junior... The bunny, I interrupt. Yeah, the bunny. The bunny. Use it. Ah, of course, the bunny! Taking the soft puppet out of my pocket, I look back over to Mick. Surge, use it, as I've shown you. It is a multi-use detonator. And please, look after Kid. If death comes for me. I clench my fists as I raise my head, looking up towards Lynx's dreadful ship. Lynx, behold! I shout, raising my hand up into the air, pointing the bunny towards the ship. You! Where did you get that? Lynx shrieks. No! You must not use it, please! It will negate the stability of the fusion reactor. It will kill us all! I look down at Maggle. Damn it, I mean Mick. I look down towards Mick, who nods back at me confidently. Ignoring Lynx's pleas, I close my eyes and mimic the enchantment Maggle performed earlier with utmost care. Heat cup. Provolone. Soccer mom! Good, Surge. The detonation sequence has been initiated. It's on time delay, Mick says. We must escape before that ship detonates. Kid and I hoist his heavy body up. We complained about that before, but I guess it's fine, and start to drag him out of the spacious cavern. We're not very far out when suddenly a giant explosion rocks the entire area around us. From far behind, we hear Lynx shriek, "My ship!" over and over again. The walls around us are beginning to tremble and shake even more. Oh no, the entire mansion is collapsing.
Run, Surge! Mick shouts as Kid and I desperately try to scamper away even faster. Mick seems to have regained a bit of strength and adrenaline, helping us by limping a bit as we carry his incredibly heavy body through the dark, twisted corridors of Viper Manor. Come on, please! Don't cave in yet. Oh. Damn it, just a little longer, please! Yes, we're out! Looking back on the mansion from a safe distance, we watch it collapse under its own weight. It comes toppling down into what looks like a sweltering black hole infused with a deep Martian redness. Not pictured here. Yep, that's happening, I guess. Still collapsing. Collapse is still occurring. Still going? There we go. I let out a deep breath as I stare up into the nighttime sky. Suddenly, however, a small group of what looks like flying saucers come flying out of where the mansion used to be, soaring up into the stratosphere. Supporting Mick on both sides, we stare up at the ascending getaway ships. Don't take it too rough, Mick. At least we made it out alive. Tomorrow's another day. Indeed, he replies. They're pedal-powered escape pods. They won't get too far. Looking up as they soar over our heads, I see that he's right. With the translucent center of one of the pods, or within the translucent center of one of the pods, I see what looks like Lynx crammed in with a goblin who's being barked at by Lynx to pedal twice as fast in order to keep the ship afloat. Yeah, I think you're right, I say. Human power can't be much of a replacement for a nice fusion reactor, especially when talking about interstellar travel. I look over to Kid, but ironically enough, instead of the pouting face I expected, it seems there's a quality about her I don't think she had before. Something more at ease about her in a subtle sort of way. Tonight we rest. Tomorrow the search continues, says Mick triumphantly. And so, for this adventure, we have come to the end. Yay! Or is it? Just one. I think the translators had some fun with this. I'm curious how that will be presented in the re-release of this game, which... Did I mention that yet? Yeah, since I have started recording this, Square Enix has announced that they're going to re-release Chrono Cross, which I honestly don't care about, but they're also releasing an official Fated Kid, Mick, and the Martians. They're finally releasing an official English translation of Radical Dreamers. I'm very interested in that. I'm very curious what that's going to be like, and I do wonder how things like the Sunflower and this are going to be translated. Like, I wonder how much of this was Demi-Force just having fun, and how much of it was... Because, I mean, they couldn't have made it up entirely. Like, it's an official ending in the game, so... It's very interesting, but this one was strange. This is probably one of the funnier ones. And now our friend is showing up. Our friend is Mick Van Jovi. Or rather, our friend is a Mick Van Jovi groupie. What was even the point of that? Like, he showed up and he's like, I'm a guitarist. Now I'm a space hero. All of these things are true. Maggle is super cool. Super cool, Mick Van Jovi. Just what the heck, man. Very funny. And the last thing I want to show you is, I believe this is the ending where we have something other than birds. Right? It's the Martian escape ships! Look at them go! Alright, well, that's it for today. I am the MoeChicken. This has been Radical Dreamers, and thanks for stopping by. Go, Mick Van Jovi, go!